Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I wanted to talk about 1989 zombie horror movie Dead Pit, also known as The Dead Pit. For some reason, I had confused this when I first saw this with, I think it was City of the Living Dead. There was another movie that I had watched about zombies and an insane asylum. Maybe it was this, and I thought it was that or something, and I got very confused. But this is a Blu-ray put out by Code Red with Dark Force Entertainment. I believe this is the second printing of the film. The first one had I think it was an embossed cover that glowed in the dark. I don't think this one does. I think this is just a normal slip cover, but pretty cool. So this is a 1989 movie. Definitely feels like an 89 movie or even early 90s, if you will, zombie film. The movie starts out with these two doctors at a mental institution. They're in like an insane asylum, and one of the doctors confronts the other doctor because the one guy has gone insane and he's doing all these crazy experiments on the mental patients, and they're going missing, and he is doing these experiments. They're dying, and then he's burying them in the basement in the dead pit, if you will, and hence the name of the film. And the good doctor confronts him. They have a falling out, and I don't want to say what happens, but the bad guy, the bad doctor who's gone insane, dies. Then the movie continues. It shoots like 20 years or so ahead, and there's a woman who has lost her memory, who is now put in the mental institution. Again, doesn't know who she is, sort of trying to like figure that out while they're trying to help her. And they show some of the cast of characters in the institution. You know, some of them are pretty colorful and interesting and fun or whatever for being, I guess, loony, as a crazy person would be in a 1980s horror movie. And they play it up a bit. So as this happens, there's an earthquake in the mental institution, and the woman is starting to get visions and see things and have nightmares and stuff. And the earthquake opens up the pit where the dead people are, and the zombies of the dead people start running amok in the institution. Certain things are happening. Sort of blurs that line a little bit of reality versus is this real, is this not real type of thing. But it's cool. It's got some pretty good gore and special effects, some skin if you're into that. There's a couple scenes in the movie that I thought were pretty sleazy or gratuitous, if you will, which you don't see all the time in zombie movies, but some of them you do, I guess. Looking at you, Chris Kim. And you may know the cover of this film because back in I guess it was probably early 90s, when this was on VHS, the cover had, I think it was this zombie with glow in the dark eyes or glowing eyes, I should say, that I think they blinked. And the way they would get you in the rental store is while you were walking around looking for stuff, they put crazy stuff on the cover to try and catch your eye, no pun intended, and maybe you would rent the movie. And I think this portrays the movie pretty damn well, if you will. Kind of like they did with video games. You know, the Mega Man covers would look really cool. You'd get home and the game would be nothing like the cover of the game of the box art. But the Mega Man games are good, but I digress. So that's sort of the point of the story. And I think it's a fun little film. It sort of reminds me a little bit of Hellmaster, which is another Vinegar Syndrome release. Has that, again, zombie-ish, cheesy quality to it. The main actress sometimes kind of like whines a little bit too much, where she's like, oh no, and she's like whining throughout the film at points. It's a little annoying. And my only real gripe with the movie is that it's about 10 minutes too long. This movie is 102 minutes. It could have sped up a little bit near the end if they would have shaved 10 minutes off the film. Just my 2 cents. It has a 2K scan from the original negative with extensive scene by scene correction, new audio commentary by director Brett Leonard, co writer Gimel Everett, and star Jeremy Slate, an on camera interview with stars Cheryl Lawson, Jeremy Slate, director Brett Leonard, and writer producer Gimel Everett. This is a pretty fun one. It's not going to blow anyone's socks off or do anything crazy. It has a okay twist. I'd say the twist isn't amazing, but it's a cool little film, and you may have even seen it already because it seems to be fairly popular in the horror zombie circles on Facebook. But if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. I think it's a cool little throwback 80s, early 90s feeling zombie movie, and I would recommend it. Nothing amazing or great, but it's good. It's a solid movie. So Let me know, guys, if you've seen Dead Pit, what you thought of it, and if you haven't seen it and you do watch it, please chime in. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.